Hi, this is Paul from Foresight Tech. In this video, we are going to deal with the indeterminate product using L'Hopital's rule. Let's see the outline. First, I will introduce a strategy which we can use to evaluate the indeterminate product through L'Hopital's rule. Then we will practice two questions together about how to use the strategy. Let's see the material. This is the indeterminate product. Suppose we have two functions, f and g. The limit of f is 0. The limit of g is infinity. Now we have a question. How do you find the limit of the product? And we know the product should be 0 times infinity, okay, which is indeterminable. Therefore, we call it indeterminate product. We need a strategy, right? Okay, we have a simple strategy. Okay, we either can put f into the denominator, or we put the g into the denominator to make a fraction. Therefore, we can use L'Hopital's rule. Okay, let me see. If we put a g into the denominator, which means f divided by reciprocal of g, right? Okay, and the g approach infinity. Therefore, 1 over g, the reciprocal of g, will approach 0, right? Okay, now we have 0 over 0. Therefore, L'Hopital's rule we can use. And the same, if we put the f into the denominator, see, with the denominator we will have a reciprocal of f, because f approaches 0. Therefore, reciprocal of f will approach infinity, right? Therefore, now we have infinity over infinity. What does it mean? It means we can use L'Hopital's rule, right? And then we have these two ways. So which way to choose? And depends, okay, which way easy we use which way. Okay, now let's practice this simple strategy. Here is the first question. And we have to check if this product is indeterminate product, right, or not. Let me go to see. Okay, so the first square root of x, of course, approaches infinity, right? Let me see. The first is infinity, so times. The second is exponential function. The power will go to negative infinity. Therefore, you know the function. So should it be approach 0. Therefore, the second is 0. Can we see? So this is infinity times 0. If we switch the order, that's 0 times infinity. Okay, is exactly the indeterminate product, right? And we just have a strategy. And either put the first function to the denominator, or put the second function to the denominator. And which way easy? You can imagine. Of course, the second. Let me highlight. You will see why. Because the second is exponential function, and the put down into the denominator is still exponential function. Okay, imagine. Let me highlight. Now I will going to do this. I will put the second term to the denominator. Therefore, we have this x approaching infinity. So what we left on the top is square root of x, and denominator we goes to still exponential, and we have a positive exponential, right? Okay, what is the form this time? And there is infinity over infinity, right? Infinity over infinity. So what do? We can use L'Hopital's rule now. So I will going to use L'Hopital's rule. Okay, and then we need to take the derivative, right? Okay, we're going to see what do we get. So this time we take a derivative to the numerator, square root of x, take a derivative, which is 1 over 2 times square root of x, right? And the denominator is what? Is a composite function. The inner function is x over 2. Be careful. Okay, so we have to take a derivative to the outer, which is the self let me write. Okay, and then times the derivative of the inner x over 2 take a derivative, we have 1/2 left here. Don't miss this term. Okay, of course, now what do? We can simplify, right? We're going to simplify. See, and the times 2 square root of x both to the numerator and the denominator. So we can cancel 2. So we have this 1 over now square root of x times this exponential function. Okay, you imagine. So the denominator now goes to infinity, right? Therefore, what do we have? We have 1 over infinity, okay, which is 0. See, this is the answer for this question. Let's practice one more question. Here is the last question. So first, we have to check if the product is indeterminate or not, right? Okay, so let me see. The first is sine 5 times x, okay, which means it goes to 0, right? Okay, let me write. So the first term goes to 0 times the second is a cosecant function, which is the reciprocal of sine. See, x equals 0, 3x equals 0, which means denominator goes to 0, right? 1 over 0 is goes to what? Infinity. Okay. So what do we get? This is definitely a indeterminate form or product, right? So what do? We follow the strategy. Okay, so either put the first to the denominator or put the second term to the denominator, which is easy. Of course, you see, is put the second term to the denominator. Okay, why? Because if you put the cosecant to the denominator, reciprocal goes to sine, right? See, and you can try by yourself. Okay, so let me highlight this. So infinity goes down to the denominator, what goes to 0. Therefore, we have 0 over 0. Let's see. Do we have that? Definitely. We're going to get this. So what we left on the top, of course, sine, let me put the parentheses. Okay, 5x parentheses. So cosecant go down to the denominator, which is the reciprocal of cosecant. Was that? That's sine, right? At 3x. Okay, you know, you are familiar with this limit. What is? This is trig limit, right? Trig limit, you can use the old method, but we do not need. Why? Can we see? And this is a fraction, a quotient, and this is a what? This is a 0 over 0, which means what? Indeterminate quotient. We can directly use L'Hopital's rule, right? Okay, so let's use L'Hopital's rule. Okay, so now we can use L'Hopital's rule directly. Okay, so just take a derivative. Okay, so it's not difficult. Take the derivative. So the numerator take a derivative. Keep in mind 5x is the inner, so this is a composite function. Okay, so which is cosine at 5x, derivative of the outer times derivative of the inner is 5, the same to the denominator. 3x times 3. See? Okay, so now is what? Quotient rule. We can do directly substitute. Let me do. If we directly substitute, so 5x is 0, right? So we have a cosine at 0 times 5. Cosine at 0 times 3. Cosine 0 is 1. Therefore, we have the answer. See, it's 5 over 3. Okay, not difficult, right? And this about this strategy. That's all. Thank you. I hope you enjoy learning on this topic. If you have any question, please leave your comment. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you for your support. please don't forget you are very welcome to subscribe to my channel for more videos. In the next video, let's see. We are going to deal with the indeterminate difference using L'Hopital's rule. Hope to see you there. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.